Alright, so an example of an application finding area and perimeter. Alright, so an example is, suppose that we have a swimming pool. Alright, so we have a physical swimming pool that we know the measurement given to us is that it's 20 feet across. And across does mean we're going completely across from one edge to the other, and it does go through the middle of the, so this is our diameter. It goes through the middle of the circle. Couldn't come out. And so that's what we get. And a lot of times that's the measurement given because you want to know how wide is it. All right, that's how wide it is. All right, we want to know how much material it would take to cover the pool. All right, so it has a cover and it's enclosed by a fence. So there's a fence that surrounds the pool. All right, so we want to know how much material it'll take to cover the pool. And so we have our pool. All right, so we have our circular pool. All right, we'll get to volumes later on. All right, but we want to know how much material it takes to cover. So the cover would be, I hit erase instead of highlight. There's my horrible circle. But the cover would be this. This would be the cover, right? We have to cover the pool completely. And so it's the area, right? The area of the circle that we're looking for. Since we want to find the cover, we want to find area. All right, so area of a circle is pi r squared, pi radius squared. Well, they gave us the cross. So they told us the distance from one side to the other. It does go through the center. So again, if I draw my circle a little better. All right, they told us this distance across is 20 feet. Well, I don't want the distance across. I need the half of that distance, right? My radius. So remember, radius is half of the diameter, the complete distance across. So half of 20, which would be 10. My radius is 10. All right, so area would equal pi times 10 squared. So again, it would be 100, right? 10 squared is 100 times pi. And again, remember, use your calculator when you multiply out the pi. So 10, and again, I'm just going to round a couple decimal places. So whatever, round just accordingly. So if you're working through the homework or working on the quiz, if it says round to the whole number, round to the whole number. Maybe I'll round this one to the whole number. It says round to the one decimal place, round to one decimal place. It says round to 2, round to 2. All right, so this one comes out 314.16. So I'm going to round to the whole number, which is 314. It's in feet squared. So suppose that I wanted to, where you would use this is, suppose that I wanted to make a new cover. Well, I'd have to know what size and how much material I need to make a new cover. All right, suppose maybe the old cover got ripped or something. And so I know that I need at least 314 feet squared of this particular material in order to make a pool cover. All right, so now the fence question. So the fence would mean, again, we've got our pool, and suppose we're looking down at the pool. And so the fence would be around the pool, right? That's the fence. The fence would go around my pool. And so the fence, we're going to assume the fence is snug right up against the pool. So it's just a fence that goes right around the edge of the pool to kind of keep it all set together. And so when we want to know how long the fence is, well, that's the distance around. That's the perimeter, or in the case of circles, that's the circumference, which is, remember, well, you don't have to remember, but look up circumference, 2 pi r, circumference, the distance around. That's how much fence we need. So again, suppose we were buying fence, we'd have to know how much fence that we need. So again, I'm going to round this one to the whole number. So we already know radius is 10. All right, so our circumference is 2 times pi times 10, or 20 times pi. And again, you get out your calculator and you hit your pi. So their circumference, the distance around, is 62.83. So I'm going to round up to 63 feet. So they need at least 63 feet of fence in order to put fence completely around my pool. All right, so that's going to be an example of applications. Those are the type of application problems that we'll look at in this section. All right, I'm going to stop there. The next section is going to be on triangles. We'll get to triangles in the next set.